guys, so today's video is going to be another tag. I have been loving doing tags lately, and today the tag is behind the scenes of a YouTuber tag. I will link the two ladies that started this tag. I will link their channels and their videos down below in my description box. But again, I watched my friend Maria, Agape Love Girl. I watched her video on this and I thought it was so interesting. And also, I have gotten a lot of DMs on my Instagram about how start a channel and how do I do this, and I'm also a mother, how do you do it? So I figured I would film this and give you guys the real deal and show you what you see and show you what really is right there. So I'm not gonna ramble anymore. If you're new, please don't forget to subscribe, and now if you want to see this behind the scenes YouTuber tag, then just keep watching. I was a working model for over a decade, and I was always on the go. I was always doing go-sees and auditions and photo shoots. I never had like a set schedule. My days were very much, you know, I would plan things like one day before. I never really had a long-term plan because as a model, like, things can change so quickly. I never really made plans. I was very much just like go with the flow kind of person, and I'm still kind of like that in a way, but I can really adapt and make decisions very quickly because that's what I had to do my whole entire life. So when I got pregnant with my first son, I knew that I was going to be done with that. Mainly because like any other job, after over a decade, you feel like you gave your all, and I really did. I did everything I could. I worked a lot. My goal wasn't ever to be like a supermodel or famous or nothing, which, you know, nothing against those things, but that's not what I wanted for myself. I just kind of did commercial stuff, catalog stuff, magazines, beauty, obviously. I always did makeup and hair and whatever was everything to do like with my face. You know, I did everything I could. I did Avon catalogs, I did Mary Kay catalogs, I did, you know, things like that. There was very more like mainstream commercial. I wasn't really like a fashion model because I'm not really tall, you know, according to the standards, and I wasn't super skinny ever. So, you know, it's kind of like what I did before, and I knew that after I had my son, my first son, that I was gonna be done with that. And we made things work, my husband and I. It wasn't easy. It's still not easy because you know, going from 2 incomes to just 1 income, it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure on him. It changed everything, our dynamic. But also staying at, you know, making a decision to be a stay-at-home mom, it's really hard. You don't realize what it's like until you are, you know, sometimes you spend your days confined in your own house, and, you know, whether your kid is sick or you have things to do, or like me, like I have to film, so I have to stay home for this. And sometimes, you know, it's a nice day outside, and instead of being there, I'm here, which is okay. Those are my choices. But I'm just saying that being a stay-at-home mom, it's really a hard decision, and something that I had to really think about it, and I don't regret it whatsoever. After my first son was born, I really wanted to do something for myself, because you spend your days caring for your child, obviously, when they're little, and then they start to grow up and they start to, you know, be a little bit more independent and kind of be able to like play on their own, and you get bored. There's no other way to put it. You do get bored. So I really loved makeup always, like my whole entire life. I have done my you know, family members makeup and friends makeup when they had like birthday parties or whatever. They always asked me to help them, and I'm not really great with hair, but you know, I can do like basic stuff. I am not a professional whatsoever. It's just the passion that I've always had for anything that was makeup and beauty related, and I feel like all those years of me being a model had really taught me so much, because I would get to my photo shoots, and I would soak everything up, and I would ask questions, and I would pay attention. You know, you have some of the best people working on your face. You can feel them. You can feel what they're doing. So for you not to learn, it's such a waste. And I really, really paid attention. And so a lot of my friends always ask me like, hey, did you ever think about doing something like with makeup, since you don't want to model anymore? Like maybe you can, you know, be a makeup artist and stuff like that. So I started to watch YouTube videos and then I would try to do the looks and practice on myself, because really I needed something that to call mine. I needed something aside from being a mother. I really, really needed something that I could just control myself. And I really picked this up and I never stopped. You know, since the first time I watched a YouTube tutorial, which I didn't even know they existed. I never even knew that was a thing. It sparked something in me, and I never looked back, and I'm so happy I didn't. Sorry for the rambling, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of the background as to why I started this channel. So jumping right in, question number 1. What was the hardest part about starting a channel? This is really easy for me to answer. It was my own fears. Sure, I didn't have a camera, I didn't have lights, I didn't have a setup, I didn't have backgrounds, I didn't have anything. However, I knew that all of that didn't matter. I've always knew it in my heart that none of that matters. All of that is just bells and whistles and just noise. For me, the hardest part was just getting in front of a camera and getting to know myself and just speaking. I was afraid of speaking, you know, to the camera. I was afraid that people would judge me. I was afraid that people would make fun of my accent. I was afraid that people would, you know, give me hate about my skills. And, you know, I don't know. I was afraid. I was very self-conscious, and I don't know, one day I took the leap, and I'm so glad I did. You know, if there's anything that if there's any advice I can give someone, is that just go, just do it, just start. Because all of that other stuff that you see that people have, it's really, really nice to have, but people are going to be here, they're going to watch you for you. They want to see you, and you have told me that. You know, this beautiful family that I have made here, you guys have told me this. That's what you have to focus on. You have to focus on everything that you have and not on things that you don't have. Because what you have is, or what you should have, is a passion and a drive and the willpower to just sit and work your butt off. And that's what's going to set you apart from everybody else. It's not a background. It's not lights. It's not nothing. As you go, you build that. You build up your collection. You build up whatever it is that you were focusing on your channel. You learn as you go, and you get better as you go. So all you need to have is passion, drive, and honesty. Question number 2, what equipment do you use? So I have 2 cameras. Both of them are Sony. The one that I am talking to right now, it's a Sony 5100 that I bought from a friend of mine. It has like the little flip screen so I can see myself. And the other camera that I have, it's back there. It's a Sony a6000, which is a beautiful camera. It was gifted to me. It was my birthday present a few years ago from my husband and my mother-in-law. I actually cried when I opened the present because I was so happy. I was just really, I know those, you know, these cameras are expensive, and I knew how much that meant. You know, it wasn't just like a material thing. It was like, it meant that I could just keep following my, you know, my goals and my dreams and my passion and whatnot. So I have those 2 cameras, and I really use my phone a lot. And when I first started, I would use my phone. I've always had an iPhone. So the older models, they did not come with iMovie in the like installed in the phone. Now mostly, like mainly all the new iPhones have iMovie. So you can literally film on your phone and edit on your phone and export it to YouTube from your phone. It's really insane how much you can do with your phone. As long as you have good lighting. Obviously, I never had like a ring light. You know, that was also like something that I acquired as the years went by. I also have 2 big soft boxes that I never use anymore because there's just so much trouble to set everything up, and you know, it's a lot. And I don't really have the space here, honestly. So I love the way they look, but I just don't have the space for it right now. So that's basically what I use. When I first started, I used my phone a lot, and I also used one of my friends. She actually let me borrow her like old like camcorder, and it was really old and the quality was really bad. I mean, it wasn't terrible. I don't want to, you know, make it seem like I'm ungrateful. I'm not. But compared to what it is right now, obviously, it's just like, you know, day and night. But if you go all the way down on my old videos, you can see, because I didn't delete them. I actually have a lot of pride. I think it's really important. Like, I want to look back and watch those videos. You know, I want to see how far I've come, because I'm proud. I have done this all by myself. I am so proud. I really, really don't have anyone to help me here. So all the things that I have done for myself is just by trial and error. It's like trying to figure it out, what I liked and what I didn't like, and, you know, having a vision, like having like what I want my channel to look like, what I want my, you know, videos to look like, and what kind of vibe do I want to set. So really, those are the equipments I have, but I have to tell you, I use my phone a whole lot. So coming to you from my phone, this is my living room. My couches, kids' toys, a mess everywhere. But I wanted to show you guys. So this right here I got at IKEA, and it used to be in my son's room. All of his like little stuffed animals and stuff like that, they were all over this. And then once my second son was born, we had to make more room in the one room that we have because we have a small space. So we decided to put this here on this corner. And then it kind of became a little bit of everything. And I figured, hey, why not make this a background for myself? Because it's easy for me to just sit here and film. Easy in a way, because I don't have a chair. I literally sit right there in between that little space on the arms of my couch. And, you know, to be very honest, my legs hurt the whole entire time, but it's what's working for me right now. So then I put some, you know, stuff that I got, some products to just make something nice on the background. And also because I don't have a lot of storage, so they just live there now. Another thing that I wanted to show you guys is, do you see those little pegs over there, like over there and over there and on the bottom? So these right here is where I used to hang my backgrounds. They are just those, you know, what are these called? The things that you can like take it off the tape and it doesn't ruin your walls. So I put them sideways instead of, you know, as if I was gonna hang something. So I put them sideways, and then I would hook my backgrounds onto that. Like I measured, you know, the width and the length of my background, and I put 4 of them, and that's where I would hook my colorful fabric backgrounds. That's how I got by before I had this. I feel like this is much more like still a setup, because, you know, this is not what people have in their living room, but it's what works for me right now, and it's easy. I don't have to worry about changing and matching and whatever, and I don't have to spend money either. So if you have a little corner in your house that you can transform in a little homey setup like this, it's 100% worth it. Question number 3, what editing program do you use and what did you start with? So I kind of answered that a little bit. I started using my phone, and I remember I've always had a MacBook, but it was like a really, really old MacBook. It was one of those like black little laptops. It was very old. So I would use my phone, and then I would email, because there was an AirDrop back then. So I would email clips of my videos, you know, and then open on my laptop and save it to my laptop. And then I would edit in iMovie. It was a whole process and it took a long time. And then once I started using my friend's camera, I would just use the same iMovie. I've always used iMovie. I have tried using Final Cut Pro, and I feel like my brain can't get it. Like, I don't get it. I get it, but it takes me so long to edit, and I feel like I don't really use some of those awesome features. And you know, my videos are pretty like plain and simple, so I stick with iMovie because it's really user friendly, and it's something that I've learned on iMovie how to edit a video. So it's just like really, really easy. I can do it with my eyes closed. So that's all I use. Question number 4, have you ever had any experience with making videos before starting YouTube? So in a way, yes, I did, because I've done commercials before, and so people have directed me. You know, you kind of like get a little bit of a glimpse of what it's like, you know, how cameras work and what you're supposed to do in front of a camera, and how much you can move, how far you can go without changing everything. You know, when you do especially like makeup or beauty videos, you have such a limited amount of space that if you do one little wrong move, you kind of have to, like, there's like 10-15 people behind the camera making things work for you. You know, there are lights, there are people, you know, pulling camera on the trolley, people pulling the people on the trolley, and like, you know, like the director and the sound guy and whatever. There's so many things and so many people involved that you really have to pay attention. So there's one thing that I am good at. I'm a good listener. I am a good, you know, student in a way. Like I love to learn. So I did learn a lot how it was to be behind, like on this end. When it comes to like making videos, like filming, I had no experience whatsoever. But so that's one thing that I really learned as I went along with everything. But as far as being on this side and like, okay, I need lighting to make my face look flattering and this angle is better, like things like that, I did learn from being a model for so long. Question number 5, on average, how long does it take you to edit? So I have these awesome little guys called kids that, you know, really I can never just sit around for much longer than, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe, without someone needing something from me. So I really edit as I go. I try to edit as much as I can while, you know, the baby's taking a nap and my other son is going to school, or, you know, when he's going to school I am filming, and then when they go to sleep I edit until I pass out on my computer. Really, I don't remember the last time I actually sat down to edit a video and I went from like start to finish. So I would like to say that it takes me to edit roughly like a YouTube video, it takes me about like a day, because I really, like I said, I go little by little throughout the day. And then to edit a Instagram video, which is something much simpler in a way, I think it probably take me, like, to perfect it the way I like, probably would take me a good half an hour to 45 minutes, because I'm very I'm a perfectionist, and not that my videos are perfect by any means, but I really like to pay attention to the details, and that drives me crazy, but it's just the way I function. Question number 6. What was the worst technical accident you've ever had since starting your channel? I think the only thing that happened that really was rough was just like when I deleted all my footage. That really sucks, you know, when that happens, and that happens to all of us, to be honest. When you really realize that you deleted the footage and you hadn't put it on your computer, or you hadn't backed something up, and you're like, it's gone. It's gone. When you hit that button, forget it. It's gone. So that is always a bummer. That's probably the worst thing that's ever happened. Question number 7. Do you ever film something and not upload it? Yes, all the time. All the time. I have currently on my project, you know, if you're familiar with iMovie, you have like different projects, and so like just things that you are editing. I have like 3 open projects right now, so there's like 3 different videos that I am editing, and I don't know, there's one of them that I really feel like I'm not gonna upload it at all, and the other one I feel like I'm running out of time as of I'm filming this video, because both of them I filmed like months ago, so I don't really know if I have the same views, if I have the same, you know, opinions about things that I talked about in the videos. So I don't know, I feel like I better off just like forgetting it, but I'm still trying. They're still there. I didn't delete the whole footage. So we'll see. But all the time I do film things that I don't upload, but most of the time I like to think that I film with a purpose. Question number 8. Do you write a script or plan what you're going to talk about? No, I don't. I really sit here and I know obviously what I'm filming and what I'm going to, like, I'm doing this tag, so I know what I'm going to be talking about. I looked at the questions before, but I don't have set answers in my head. I like to sit down and just let it, you know, spill out of my mouth. I'm very much like that. I don't function properly if I have to memorize lines or anything like that. Even back when I was a model, if I had a script, I would it would be a major fail. I would get like sweaty and I would be nervous and I could never get the lines right. So I don't memorize lines. I rather just, like, if I say something and I mess up, I rather just take a pause and then I'll say it again. But I don't plan anything. Like, I cannot be under that kind of pressure. Like, this has to be something that just kind of flows for me. There's obviously nothing wrong with writing things down. I have wrote down ideas or like main key points that I'm supposed to say, that I want to say, because I do forget if I don't. But I don't ever have like word by word like written down, because it's too much pressure for me. Question number 9. Have you started talking differently since starting your YouTube channel? I think I have. I don't know. Obviously there's like terms that everyone uses on YouTube, you know, like new video live and I don't know, things that I see myself saying, like, don't forget to subscribe or leave me a comment or whatever. Obviously those things I've never used in my vocabulary before, but other than that, for me, the biggest thing that I try so hard, if you know me personally, I curse a lot. I know, it's really bad. I curse a lot. I like to curse and I curse a lot. It's just the way that I express myself. So when I am filming, I obviously don't want to curse. One, because it's really, you know, now my channel is not monetized, but if your channel is monetized and you use a lot of cursing and inappropriate things, there's a chance that your video will be demonetized. So that's one reason, but also because I do have friends that they sent me, you know, screenshots or pictures of their kids watching my videos. And that alone was like enough for me to be like, okay, you better keep yourself in check. lady. So like whenever I sit down to film, I'm like, okay, think about the kids watching you, think about the kids watching you, because I don't ever want to come across like, you know, inappropriate. And that's one thing for me that's really hard, because those are the things that you don't see, because I can just easily edit them out, me cursing. But yeah, that's probably the only thing I changed. It's just I try not to curse on camera. Question number 10. What's one thing that annoys you when editing yourself? I talk too much. My response, like my answers are always so long-winded. Oh my gosh, I can never just say yes or no. I have to have some kind of like backstory or explanation or whatever. I talk so much, but it's a blessing and a curse. Question number 11. What is your biggest editing pet peeve in others' videos? When they add too many transitions. Not every video needs 1,000 transitions, and not alone when they're all different from each other. Ooh, that makes my OCD very bothered. Not everything needs a transition. Not every video needs special effects in like little, you know, doodles around and sparkling things, and it's just too busy sometimes. Like are you gonna focus on the person or on the effects around? And I don't know, like that really bothers me. If it's something subtle, if it's a little bit like, if it just flows with the video, I totally love it. And for the most part, I try to keep everything very clean. But once in a while, I'll throw a little thing here and there on my videos, especially for Instagram. Not so much for YouTube, because I feel like it's not really the place for that, you know? So yeah, I think those are my biggest pet peeves, when people just edit too much. They just overthink a video, and it's so simple. Just keep it about your subject and don't embellish so much. Question number 12. Do you ever feel self-conscious in your videos? Yes, I feel self-conscious in my daily life every day, or, you know, a lot of times. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I really came to a conclusion that, aside from the fact that obviously when I had my second son, I was tired, you know, I needed a break, which is normal. A lot of the reason behind that I didn't want to film, it's because I didn't feel my best. I didn't think I looked my best, and I didn't want to see myself on camera. I didn't love what I saw on camera. It took me a long while to get where I am today and to be happy with myself. And it's a really hard truth to sit over here and I'm alone. You know, like you were staring at yourself, you were listening to yourself, and then afterwards you were editing and just staring at yourself again and listening to yourself again. If you're not in a good place in your life, it's really a hard truth to be thrown at your face, because you know yourself. You know that that's not your true self. If you're not feeling your best, you know. And that's really hard to accept. So that was a hard time for me, and I didn't know. I mean, I knew, and deep inside I knew, but at the time I was like, I don't know why I can't sit down to film, and you know, I miss filming, but I just can't bring myself to film, and this and that. And I know I finally, you know, admitted to myself that that's why I didn't want to film. So I think it's normal. We all feel self-conscious about something. Final question. What keeps you inspired to keep creating? I think, like I said, it's a peace of mind that I get. It's a little bit of time that I have for myself. I can control this from top to bottom, myself. And that brings me some sanity, honestly. You guys really keep me going, you know. You gas me up every time I post something. You tell me how happy you are to see me, and you tell me how much you miss me, and you know, I don't take that lightly, because you are real people coming here, spending your time. Time is something that you can't buy, and you can't, you can only give to people. You are giving me your time. You're sharing your time with me. That's very, very precious. So I don't take that lightly, ever. I don't care if it's 1 of you or 10 of you or 20 of you or 100 of you or whatever. I don't have a huge channel that I can profit from anything but the most precious thing, which is someone giving you their time. So that's what I always think about when I am going to film a video, when I'm going to upload a video, when I'm editing. I'm like, I am mindful. Like, I don't want to waste anyone's time. I don't want to, I want to have a purpose. I want to come here and talk to you for a reason. And I appreciate so much that you guys see that, and you drive me to keep going. I don't make money off of this at all. I don't profit. I don't have sponsored YouTube videos or nothing. I just sit here and think like, okay, what am I gonna tell my friends today? And you guys respond to that. You guys really, really inspire me to just believe in myself. And this is getting super deep now, but it's the truth. I really, really appreciate you taking your time to be here and watch my videos. A lot of you are, busy working, and you're working mothers, and so you work at your job, and then you work when you get home, and you still take the time to watch my videos. And or regardless of what you do, life gets busy. Just the fact that you take the time to come here and watch me talk to you, it means so much. So I appreciate all of you. I really, really, really do. Like I said, if it's 1 or 5 or 10 or 100, it doesn't matter. I appreciate each person that comes here and dedicates a little bit of their time and share that with me. I know your names. I know your little faces. I really do. And I appreciate that, and I would never ever take that for granted. Alright guys, so that's it for this behind the scenes YouTuber tag. I hope this was helpful. I hope that this inspired someone out there that, wants to do this and doesn't even know how to start. Just start. Just follow your heart, follow your passion. I know that sounds super, super played out, but it's not. That's really what it takes. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that you have to put into this. But if you love it, it's worth every single second that you spent sitting here, editing, staring at a screen, and amongst everything else that you have to do throughout the day. It's really, really worth it if you have that passion. Also, don't forget to check out the other ladies down below. I'm going to put in my description box the links of their videos and the 2 ladies that created this tag. So make sure you check their videos out, as well as my friend Maria. She is very long-winded like me, and that's why I love her so much, but her video was very insightful, and that's what really, really inspired me to want to do this tag once again. I love watching her, so I believe you'll fall in love with her as well. And as always, if you like this video, if you found it helpful, and if you learned something new, please give me a thumbs up and share with your friends and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.